All right. Hi there, my name is Jim. I'm a student physical therapist working under Dr. K. So today we're just going to be going over a little exercise progression. Could you tell me a little bit about what brought you in today?
Yeah, I hurt my back. I heard a pop in it when I bent over and was grabbing something. It was about 20-25 pounds, and so I just had some pain on my left side. It was kind of shooting into my butt region.
Okay. Yeah, so the first thing that I was going to do today basically is try to give you a little bit of education. Actually, just to get it out of the way really quick too, I might need to place my hands on you at some points just to do some cueing for certain movements. Does that sound all right to you?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So we're just going to move our way into our education piece here. So I just wanted to talk to you about spinal stabilizers and just back position in general. You're going to want to go ahead and maintain as neutral of a back position as you can, doing any motions really. And I think the problem might have been something in what's called your paraspinal stabilizers. So this basically means the bigger muscles around your lower back might be working fine, but the smaller ones basically aren't firing correctly, not having your back in the right position. They can lead to injury of those smaller muscles. So that's basically what we're going to be working on today. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is a really easy mobilization / stretch, kind of self-induced relieving of pain and things like that. This is something you could definitely do at home. So I want you to put your butt all the way back in the chair for me, like that. Perfect. And then go ahead and just lean forward with your arms out like this, and try to feel the stretch as much as you can in your lower back here. And basically what we're trying to do is just a little bit of pain relief, easing motions, just getting the vertebrae to kind of decompress and maybe get rid of a little bit of pain for you. So let's go ahead and have you demonstrate that for me. And then basically to regress this, we would want to lessen the angle of the stretch, or we could do it standing, or we could progress it to being on the floor like this. And basically just getting a deeper stretch there and maybe getting a little bit more of the spine involved overall in that decompression. We would probably do something like that for about 4 sets of 30-second holds. The next thing we're going to do is a similar type of motion. I'm actually going to demonstrate it up here on the table. This is another decompression type deal where we want to start like this, grab both of the knees, and then just bring the knees to the chest as far as possible. And then if that is too difficult, you could do a single leg at a time. You're still just getting a good stretch, a little bit of decompression, just trying to get regular motion back into your lower back. So how about you hop up and go ahead and demonstrate that for me? So let's try with one leg first. And then are you feeling that stretch how you think you should?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And you would hold that for 30 seconds, do about 4 sets. You could do both legs. And then in order to progress this, basically we would just be lengthening the amount of time that we're holding the stretch. The next thing on our list is going to be a strengthening or stabilizing movement. It's just anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. Basically what this is going to do for you is just kind of get you used to firing different muscles in the back and just understanding how to have a neutral pelvis and having everything in the right alignment. All right? So I'll demonstrate on the floor and then you can do it on there. So basically, what I want you to think about is, in order to do a posterior pelvic tilt, you're going to want to push your back. You can feel your spinal vertebrae pushing against the table. And then, in order to do anterior pelvic tilt, you're going to want to push your butt into the ground and arch your back like this. So let's go ahead and do a set of 10. Try to do 4 sets of 10 to 12 for this. Perfect. And then go ahead and do anterior pelvic tilt. And then posterior. Looks like you're getting it. And that was 10 repetitions there. The next thing, well, there's not really a way to progress that in a way that you could add weights or anything like that. That's a very baseline movement. Just really trying to learn how to fire the muscles in the region. The next thing we are going to work on is some balance. So basically we're going to do a farmer's carry progression that's more of a dynamic balance thing, where we are starting off with a weight in one hand here, all right? And it's as simple as just keeping upright posture, your hips are underneath you, and walking as normally as possible without the weight dragging you to one side or the other, all right? So, walking out, turning around, walking back. Go ahead and demonstrate that for me. Right? It's good upright posture. Turn around, and come back. Perfect. And then a way that you would regress this would be basically just picking a weight that is comfortable, that is you're working, but it's not too difficult. A way to progress this would be to use different positions, different carrying positions. So you go here and do the same walk, or you can even go overhead and do the same type of deal there. Our last thing that we are going to work on is a functional activity. So you injured yourself picking something up out of the oven. So I felt like a good activity to work on was a variation of a deadlift. So for this, we're going to start you off with an elevated surface. And basically you're going to get right up to the surface. And the idea here is to work on hip hinging while keeping our back as straight as possible. So we're going to hinge at the hips to go pick it up. Grab it, maintain a neutral spine, so keep that back as straight as possible, and then push the hips through, and that's the top of the position. So go ahead and demonstrate that for me. Perfect. And then a way that we would progress this would be to take the elevated surface away from you. Go over there so you can see. And then we're just doing the same idea, so hinge at the hips, straight back, all the way down, all the way back up. And those are proper lifting mechanics. And then the last thing that we're going to basically address is your home exercise program. So out of the things on the list here, the first 3 stretches, so we're doing the seated lumbar stretch, then we will be doing the grabbing the knees. Those can both be done 4 sets of 30 seconds at a time. Along with that, you can work on your anterior pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt. You can do that 4 sets of about 10 to 12. And then you can work on that balance if you can find anything around the house. Basically a milk jug or something like that, and do the same thing at home. Walking back and forth. Other than that, do you have any questions for me?
No, I do not.
All right, awesome.